damage of the enemy dot damage. And then what we're going to check is if the tower's health is less than or equal to 0. If it is, then our game is ended, so running is going to be equal to false. We're going to print an F string of game over U score is going to be score. And yeah, that'll end our game. If the health is, let me make sure this is health, is less than or equal to that. Now we're calling our update, and our update actually requires our screen and the delta time, so we just need to make sure to pass those into both. So that will deal the damage, and now we have to just call our update inside of this. So after we fill in the background, we want everything to be displayed on top of that, so we're just going to call our update method. And our update method, we don't really need to pass anything into there. We're going to run this, and we're going to debug all of the errors now. I actually don't know what this issue is here. I have had this before, and I don't believe it's Python project.main. Yeah, this error I've had before. I'm going to fix that real quick. Okay, so let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, yeah, so this is just a bug with Visual Studio Code. I'm not exactly sure why this happens, but what I'll be doing is I'll just use the idle to actually run this, since this is going to be an issue. So I did just run it on idle, and it started to execute, and I had an issue on right here, and I think it's because I forgot the .get method, because we need to get the entire queue. So if we save this and we open up our idle here, what we can do is we can file open, and we can go to desktop, we can go to my final project, and we can go to the main, because the main is the only one that we actually need to execute. If I press F5 on my keyboard, it'll execute the code, and we're going to see what errors we get. Hopefully not many, but yeah. So here we can look at this. Spawn enemy, let's see. Sprites / weak enemy. Maybe it needs to be backslashes. I'm not exactly sure why that was not found. So what we'll do is we'll go back here, and we're going to look. So it was saying that our error was that the weak enemy was not found, and the weak enemy, where did we pass that at? Weak enemy. I spelt it right. So maybe by any chance it might be a backslash? I mean, I always thought that, no, Python I'm sure uses forward slashes. Maybe I need a dot slash at the beginning. I know this would work in Visual Studio Code. I'm not exactly sure why it's not working inside of idle. Oh, I don't need to go in there. You go here. I need to run this now. I can actually edit it from well, final project sprites. Why is it not working? I wonder. I apologize about this. I may be missing something very simple right now, and I do apologize if I am. Sprites is correct. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually is the, no, that's not the issue. Um, mm, mm. I just don't understand. I'm gonna fix this real. Okay, so just right as I went to go fix that, I realized that my tower is working and my weak enemy is not working. I forgot to add the dot PNG. That is what I forgot. And now if I were to run this on idle, like this, I have to open it again each time since I'm making changes on a different platform. If I go to final project here, and I open up main, and I execute this, I'm not saying I won't have any errors, but that should not be an error at the moment. Your score, game over. Okay, so now I'm just having a loop of this going over and over, and let's see why that is. So what's happening is the length of enemies, it's not being updated quick enough um, for this to work. So what we can do is we can actually have it we can import time. I believe is a. And what we can do is we can do time.sleep because nothing will be moving when there's no enemies anyways. So for that reason, what we can do is we can do time.sleep, and this is the amount of seconds we want to sleep, and it's just gonna be a second. We want it to be really fast. So in the first loop, new waves equal to true, set it to false, and then update this list. What we can also do, yeah, okay. So now this should work for us. So we have a bit of an issue where it keeps printing game over after each round. So, and the other reason that that can happen is that the tower rect is colliding with the enemy rect at the start. So if we go into our entity, we can see that nothing wrong with here about an enemy. Oh, okay. So our self.x is not updated correctly. What we have to do is we have to do self.x plus equals self.y plus equals, or plus, not plus equals. So we have to add it to what it's currently at. And I guess we can also initialize self.rect dot top left. We can initialize this to the value of the x and the y, and then we can run this and see how this goes. Okay, and look at that, it came running in, we destroyed it, now there's two coming in, we have to click them. Oh. So, what happened here? There's some, oh, there's an error back here. Let's see what happened. So we clicked the object after it was set equal to none. Okay. So what we can do is for enemy and enemy, what we can do is we can stop this. We can say that